So you got your 1 quart and your 2 quart pot with a lid.
Oh, yeah.
So you're all set. You've got measuring cups, measuring spoons. One of the things that I did not put on the list, and if you have it, it's great. If you don't, it's not a big deal, but a whisk. If you want to use a whisk, we have that as well. So measuring cups, measuring spoons, whip. Got a wooden spoon. All right. And also
Who's getting a spanking?
and cutting board. So, as we said, we did pair the wine, so I see that a lot of you guys paid attention to that. I brought in a dry Riesling. This one's a 2017 Dr. Harmon's. That's as far as I go with my German. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. What we're going to do is start getting into some chopping and dicing. We have all these different ingredients here. So, Chef, we'll start with the vegetables, or we'll start with the chicken?
The vegetables.
Vegetables first?
Yes.
Okay. So what I want you to do, guys, is go ahead and grab your box with your Trinity vegetables in it. Go ahead and pop that thing open.
I'm
reading off of. If anybody has a great apron, now's the time to put it on.
This was my grandmother's.
Aw. Gary, what does yours say?
I got peppers.
Okay, my husband is sophisticated, seductive, complex, and full-bodied, and the wine isn't bad either.
Red, white, blue. Match your red shirt.
I don't know what I did. Sure.
It's them.
Do you want us to mute Dennis while you're trying to give instructions? We'll just mute, but we can't hear you, Dennis. So if you think you're talking to us, we don't hear you talking.
It's looser if you want it lower. Want it lower? Oh, it's here.
Skip.
Dennis, can you mute everybody? I can't hear him.
Move your camera down so they can see your apron.
Dennis, if you were talking to us, we could not hear you.
You can't hear me right now?
Nope. We could hear you before.
Okay, can you hear me right now?
Yes.
All right, so just move down and we'll just deal with it. You got to take the volume down. This is the fun of the technical difficulties. Good. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start chopping up our onions. So we all just have a piece. I know it's a little bit odd or whatever, but onions have layers. Makes it real easy to go ahead and dice. So just make sure you keep your fingers out of the way. All right.
I cannot see you. All I see is your still picture.
There's another box. Look in the top left, perhaps. There's a box of him live as well as the picture of him. Do you see him? Wave, Dennis.
Yeah, it's just very, very small. And so I can't see what he's
It
doing.
looks like you're on a phone, Dennis, so the screen is half the size of if you were using a laptop.
I see you full on, but I don't see him full on anymore. I did, but now I don't.
She's going to need to see me cut it.
You might want to click on Dennis's picture and then do pin video, and then it'll keep Dennis at the top.
Yeah, you can go off of gallery and go off gallery view and go onto speaker view, and he'll take up your whole screen.
So yes, if you want to see me on a much bigger screen, yeah, just go up to the top where it says view, remove off gallery, and you'll be able to see as I'm talking, because everybody else will be muted out. Did that help you with the view?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Are you able to see me on the cutting board? No, don't do that to me. I want to see it.
At the moment, we don't see the, oh, I see it. You have a different view of the cutting board. Okay, well, that's, the problem is unless your speaker is on that one and off the one it's on, we don't see the cutting board in a big way. We see you chest and shoulders in a big way. Can you mute?
Oh, you know what? You can replace pen, then you can see him chop. If you replace pen and click on the other one, you can see his chopping board. You just can't see him, but you can see his chopping board.
Let's see.
So are you able to continue on the cutting board?
We see the cutting board. We don't hear you.
I don't know what happened to the volume on that. All right, so I will. I'll talk to the main computer that's facing me right now. What I'd like for you to do is to follow me on the gallery where you see the top left where the cutting board is. This way you can follow me on the chopping.
If we pin you on the cutting board, that's all we see that's big. So everybody wants to pin him on the cutting board.
Yes, that's the one that you want to pin me on. The volume will carry throughout here off the big screen.
Oh, yeah,
Did that help? Is everybody's able to see me? We're all good? Okay, all right. You can just give me the thumbs up if we know we're good. All right, okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. So we're gonna go and get started. So you just wanna take and have a few slices. These are just gonna be chopped.
Rough chop.
And, roughly, it doesn't have to be precise. We certainly don't wanna mince. Bringing your knife down. All right, now we're just gonna move these over to the side. And we're gonna go with the next vegetable. We're gonna get your celery. I like to take the celery, just cut it right down the middle. And chop that one again. Slide these over. We have the leaves and everything. All this right here is all good. You don't have to get rid of this. This was in there on purpose. Everything works. When you start cooking this type of food, everything comes in. Again, so you just cut it right in half and go ahead and just do a rough chop with it.
Because a lot of these recipes were created out of necessity. And a lot of them were created from the unwanted or the least desirable parts of the pig, chicken, or cow. So it's more the creativity of how to use what you have, kind of thing. A lot of times it would be, icebox stew.
So we have all the vegetables cut right now. I'm going to go ahead and put these over here so I can take them over to Chef Mike. So at the stovetop, and if you look in the gallery, you'll see him, Mike, over the stove. And we're going to follow me along as well. So Mike's going to go ahead and start on a medium heat. He's going to get the pan hot. I'm going to give him these vegetables right now, so he'll have them ready.
I'm gonna take chicken right out. And a little oil.
So while the pan is heating up, we're going to go ahead and cut the chicken. Hold it back over here. Hold it back over here. So with the chicken, I want you to go ahead and pull it out of the bag. Again, we're going to be doing a just a rough chop. So you've got the just go ahead and fan it out. You'll see that it gets a little bit flat.
Dennis,
Yes.
you didn't put the veggies to heat yet, right?
No, we're letting the pan heat up. While the
Great.
pan's heating up, we're going to go ahead and cut the chicken. So now we'll have the chicken and the vegetables ready to go.
Perfect.
The large pan, the 2-quart pan, the 2-quart pan.
That's going to be, it'll be in the larger pan, yes, the 2-quart. So as we get ready to cut the chicken, like I said, it's, you want bite-sized pieces, something that feels good as you're consuming it. You don't want it too big where you have to cut it again. You want to be able to just eat this directly. So now the chicken's done. Oh, you can hold on that. I'll bring another one. And then now we're going to put the chicken in. At this point, we're gonna follow over to Mike at the stove so he can get us started on the cooking process.
Seasoning.
So I want you to go ahead and grab your Meat Magic. This is the seasoning that's in the container. We're gonna use about half of this, half to 3/4 of it. So as we season up the vegetables, I'll go ahead and give this to Chef Mike.
Oil.
And you also need your oil. You only need about half of the oil to do this saute. The other half we're gonna render afterwards when we make our roux. So just about half the oil that's in your container is what you're gonna start with.
Hey, Chef, is Meat Magic also labeled as spice?
Yes, that's the seasoning spice. Small container, lots of words, so I just put spice.
So we're putting half the oil into the pan that we've heated.
Half the oil, and when we put the vegetables in, we're gonna use about half the spice.
Chicken right in there with it.
So as you can see right now, Mike has put the oil in, the pan was hot. He's added the vegetables, and he's added the chicken. So he's gonna brown the chicken, caramelize the vegetables all at the same time.
Wooden spoon.
Now your wooden spoon's gonna come into play so you can keep turning it.
This is over medium heat.
Over medium heat, yes.
So we can go right into the rice.
How's everybody doing on their saute? Is it going okay?
Great. Hey, is now a good time for our first drawing?
Are you gonna do a drawing?
If you could slow down a tiny bit, that would be
Yeah, we'll
good.
slow down just a little bit. Go ahead and do the drawing. Go ahead.
All right, so we got everybody's name in here, and the first drawing we're going to do for Tracy's gift, which is a $50 worth of doTERRA essential oils of your choice. Period.
Because we want some color, we want some color.
And the winner is
Me.
Joe.
Joe, whoop, whoop, whoop.
doTERRA. All right.
Joe's always a winner. You know.
Sorry, chefs.
So weird.
Continue.
All right, so while the vegetables are going, you've got the pot on like a medium heat. It's okay, just let it go, just put it on a medium. We're gonna go ahead and start the rice process right now. So go ahead and get your rice out, your 1 cup measuring cup. I want you to go ahead and fill it up with water from the tap is fine. And then the other quart, the 1 quart dish with the lid, that's what we're gonna start with. You ready, Chef Mike?
Yes, I am.
All right, so Mike's gonna take the rice. You guys wanna follow him?
Get over
So sorry, how much water are we putting in there?
We're gonna do, I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. It's gonna be the 1/3 cup. So you're gonna do 1/3 cup and 2 tablespoons. My apologies. I got ahead of myself.
Pan.
A 1/3 cup of water and 2 tablespoons of the rice?
No, all of the rice and then 1/3 cup and a couple of tablespoons, just a little extra.
Okay, gotcha.
Third cup of water.
My apologies, Mike.
In the small pan.
Small pot.
Excellent. There's a two of the small.
If you need to, you can go back and check your vegetables, give it a little stir. They're gonna be just fine.
What temperature heat for the rice?
The part of your chicken that's sticking on the bottom of the pan is called the prawn. And that is where your flavor is. So don't mind it. Just let them get crusty and do their thing. The chicken will cook and the vegetables will caramelize.
So Chef, you want us to mix the rice in with cold water rather than boiling the water first?
That's right,
Cold water.
cold water.
Turn down the low. Turn down the low and put on the lid.
Then what you want to do is just take the rice, put it on low, cover it on the lid, and just let it go. It's going to be just fine.
It's smelling good.
Right? Yeah.
Well, one of the things about etouffee, it's as different as gumbos are down in the South. So one block you may have grandma's gumbo and it may be a brown gumbo, but then you go 3 blocks down the street and Aunt Essie is doing a Baton Rouge red gumbo. So there's, before I went to New Orleans, I thought there was one kind of gumbo, but then I got there and realized that there are infinite amounts of recipes for gumbo. It just really depends on what you like. And so if you have a base foundation of how it's put together, you can add in anything from lobster and scallops to, you know, alligator and squirrel. Dennis's favorite.
Indeed. Nothing finer than some squirrel. Or rabbit.
We're gonna catch that bunny in our backyard.
We're going to make some Hassan pepper. I guarantee it. You know, like Mike said, that, you know, that in New Orleans, the food is really rich in history. That combination of French cuisine, when the French moved there, the slaves that were there, the foods that they had to make and what was accessible to them. And that's how this culmination came through. So for instance, we're doing the Baton Rouge version because we're adding a tomato product to it. Whereas more of the, I guess the more Creole is more of that, it has that dirty brown, gritty kind of look and feel to it.
Tastes so good.
Yeah, it's a whole different, because there's an acidity that comes with this tomato when you use the paste, and a little bit of a sweetness that comes with the whole diced tomatoes that's different from the other styles. And I encourage every one of you that while you're doing this to, you know, have a lot of fun with it. The proteins that we chose for this one was to match up to try to get everybody's taste. I know some of you like seafood, some of you like red meat, some of you don't. But if you want to put sausage in here, if you want to put regular fish, you know, it doesn't, or any of those kind of things, anything for an etouffee. Etouffee just means to smother. So you can use all types of things, even if you're a vegetarian and you want to go strictly vegetable. You know, there's a lot of ways to go do that. You know, garlic and so forth. So right now we're going to go ahead and gonna add the garlic into the vegetables. So you've got that in your container over here.
All of it?
All of it. Can't use not enough.
You see all that stuff down there on the bottom, that's all your flavor and good stuff. We're gonna pull that up when we flames. We're just putting the hot, the whole liquid into the hot pan.
What?
Rise over on the bottom. And it's so good.
I'm sorry.
Donnie was wondering how long it took the crawfish out of the shell.
What?
Oh, how long did it take to get the crawfish out of the shell?
Yeah.
2 days. 2 days for a 50-pound sack. That's some
Good question.
That's some good.
I haven't been asked that question.
God bless you for doing that.
Okay,
Yeah, most people, you know, they just, yeah, that's fantastic.
We're ready to go to the next step then.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull out the bench and start the root. So what I'd like for you guys to do now is in the medium bowl, anyone that you have, or go ahead and just put the vegetables, pull them off the pan. And we're going to put the pot back onto the stove on a medium to medium low heat because we're going to begin the roux process right now. If you guys saw the recipe, it's all in the roux. This is what makes this dish. It's the thickening agent for sure, but it's how we cook it that adds to the flavor that really finishes the component of the dish. So I'm going to give Mike the flour and the remaining oil that you have. You're going to go ahead and add that in. And then Chef Mike, here's your flour.
And the whisk.
And now if you want to use the whisk, if you didn't have one or don't have one, you want to use a spoon, that's fine as well. I know I didn't add that to the equipment list.
We're trying to get all that stuff up off the bottom.
So what Mike was talking about with the fondant is all the brown bits that are at the bottom of the pan. That's all flavor. You don't want to lose that. So that's why we keep making it all in the same pan instead of many different ones.
And you can turn your fire down or off. Brown.
If it browns too quickly, make sure you turn your heat down, or you can remove it from that burner for the time being. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start. We're going to grab your cup.
Dennis,
Yes.
which liquid? Was it the oil or the broth?
We're going to be making the broth in stages, so that's going to be your
What's
paste.
in the pan other than flour?
Oil. Just
So
the other half of the oil.
The second half of the oil. Okay, thanks.
Okay, I need liquid. Thank you.
So if it's getting a little hot or whatever, you can add a little bit of water just to cool it down. If you see Mike doing that right now, or it's got a little bit warm, we don't want to burn it. You just want to caramel. You want to get a dark, a nice nutty smell from it, and it'll have a nice brown caramel color to it.
And you're putting the water, just from the water that lifts it off the bottom. And you start developing the paste. And then you add a little more water.
Michael, we can't hear you.
So you're gonna as you're adding the water, you're just gonna keep moving that around the pan so that you can get the bottom pieces, the fond off the bottom, and just keep moving that around, adding a little bit of water.
And then when it gets thick and bubbly,
Once you see that the flour and the oil is combined together to make the roux, it's starting to bubble, it's starting to collect color. All right. Now we're ready. We're ready for the base.
yes.
So now we can put in the base. So the little container.
Boss,
with
can
the
we have
second
a,
base.
can we ask a question?
Sure.
Sorry, can we show you what's going on here?
Yeah.
Danny, show him.
It can't see.
Oh, shoot. Turn it toward the camera.
This
This is what we've got. Can you see this?
Yeah. Perfect.
Yes, add water to it.
Just add a little water.
1/3 of the water that you have. And then it'll thicken quickly.
Add more,
So you stir.
more,
You add 1/3 of the water, stir, it'll start to bubble and collect.
more water.
Thank you.
He's talking about, we're going to add 1 cup of water to our chicken base. So the chicken base goes into the roux, into the flour. So take your chicken base,
Oh,
add it into the flour, and then we're going to take this 1 cup of water,
This?
1/3 at a time, adding in stages so that it will incorporate smoothly and it won't create lumps into your roux.
I never heard him say put the chicken.
Is this chicken based stock?
Yep. Yep, that's it.
Which one is it? Wait, what? I missed
It
that.
says stock on it. It's yellow and it says stock.
And this is what should be
Again, what I have here.
smooth gravy. Have everybody
Amy, how you doing over there?
show their pot
Yeah, show the pot.
so we can see if they're doing right.
Mine's too thick.
Behind.
Add some water. Add some water.
We're behind here.
No, you're fine. You're
Add
fine.
water and
You
incorporate.
guys.
Let me see your pot. Let me see your pot.
The roux yet.
What?
I'm still trying to, on the vegetables, I'm still trying to get the chicken and all that cooked, brother.
Looks like that.
I think I cut my stuff a little too small.
So Shawnee, yeah, yours looks good.
Little dark.
It's a drink.
It should look a lot like gravy.
Gravy.
What do we have now?
How much water are we adding?
Add the water in 1/3 at a time, stirring the whole time, and it'll thicken. And then you add more of another third. You add it right on in there, and then the final third once it gets thick.
Once my rice is boiling, turn it
Yes,
off.
it's supposed to. If it's on low, you're good. You can give it take the top off and give it a stir.
So yeah, your rice, you want it to boil. It needs to cook like that. You do want to stir it from time to time, not too much. You don't want to reactivate the starch too much. Just keep the lid on it and just let it go.
And taste the kernels when they're done. Take them off the fire.
Is yours already done?
Mm-hmm.
So ours over here,
Dennis.
our rice cooked a little bit quicker than normal. So why don't, if you have a chance, grab your spoon, taste one of the kernels of the rice, and see if is it done? Is it still crunchy, or is it still need a, or is it done? If it's done, you can just pull it off to the side.
If it's not quite done and all the water's gone, you add a little bit more water, just a tablespoon or so.
Close.
So Amy, you were behind. You said you were done with your chicken and veg. You're ready for the roux. You're okay.
Almost done with the chicken. And then we'll be ready to start the roux.
Okay.
You have your chicken and veg together, yes?
What's
Your
that?
chicken and vegetables all together, yes?
How much water goes in your roux?
A cup, a third at a time.
Yeah, you want to use, we're going to take the chicken base, the stock that I gave you, we're going to add that to the roux, and then we're going to have 1 cup of water, adding 1/3 cup at a time. Just give it in stages and whip it in so that it's nice and smooth.
So am I gonna double that since I had for 2 or no?
Yes, just whatever we supplied you with.
Did you hear my question?
Yes.
I do double it?
Yes.
Yes, if you got that in the package, then that goes in the sauce.
Yeah, she's doing the 2-pack.
Yeah. Whatever we gave you was measured up for your particular.
But she still needs to double her water that was.
No.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, I misunderstood the question. No, on the water, you do not. Because all we're doing is just adding enough of the water for the base. So 1 cup of water is fine for the base that I gave you.
Yeah, whether it's 1 or 2.
Yeah, so no matter whether you're cooking for 2 or you're cooking for 1, it's still going to be just a cup of base or stock that I gave you and 1 cup of water.
Wait, Dennis?
Yes.
Dennis, Joe got kicked out. Can you let him back in? He's in the waiting room.
Yeah, I thought I put him back in.
How come mine looks like chicken gravy? It's not caramel like yours.
That's okay. The color, you have to cook your roux until you obtain the color that you want, and then you add the liquid.
Well, it was too thick and gloppy, so I started adding water.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
no, thick and gloppy is okay. Color is what's important.
Yeah, I don't have, yeah, it looks like chicken gravy.
That's okay.
It'll be fine.
It'll still taste delicious.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, wait and see. You'll be happy.
Joe, you back with us? Where you at, Joe? On the process.
I'm in Las Vegas.
All right.
He's writing offers.
All right. I just want to make sure Joe didn't run to the store real quick and pick up some etouffee.
That sauce looks great down there.
Now, Joe's is actually great color and great thickness. He's exactly where he needs to be.
For the record, that's Shannon.
Well,
Shannon.
oh yeah. Oh, okay. So now we know where it says. Yes, Shannon's got it going on.
Good.
So now we're ready to
Add stuff. You just add it and wait.
Okay, so we need to go ahead and add the vegetables.
Yeah,
Okay.
vegetables.
Let me make sure before we do that. Let me make sure everybody's caught up.
Sure,
and then we'll-
because at this point, we're just, all we gotta do is put it all together.
So really, we're at a point now, guys, where we're going to be putting everything together, but I want to make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be for us doing it. So at this point, you've got your chicken and vegetables to the side. The roux is made with the base in the water, so you've got your gravy, for lack of a better term, ready to go. Is everybody at that stage right now?
No,
All right, so let me know where you're at if you need any help.
And we still have half the spice?
Yes.
Now you can sprinkle a pinch of the spice over your rice.
Okay, ooh.
Just a little pinch, right over the top. Let it sit.
Terry wants to know if he shouldn't be putting salt and pepper in his roux or sauce.
No.
No.
We didn't give you salt and pepper.
Why did
I know, but
the
he's
Frenchmen
French. He
come in
likes
and
salt
cook?
in
Why
everything.
Huh?
He's French. He wants salt in everything.
Tell him to taste it, and he'll see he doesn't need salt. Taste it. Stick your finger in the taste.
Yes, stick your finger there and leave it in there.
Did you taste it?
He's tasting.
It tastes.
Oh, he's about to add salt. He tasted it.
Oh
He's
my
reaching
God.
for
Kill
salt.
me.
There goes the salt.
Yeah, well, maybe.
All right, well.
Tell me to put a whole salt lick in there if that's his palate.
Yes, we know what to give him for Christmas now.
Yes, he can serve it on a salt rock.
Let's see, Gregory, I haven't heard from you guys doing okay over there?
Yeah, they gave us thumbs up earlier.
You guys are good, Gregory?
we're good.
We're good.
What's the difference between a roux and a bechamel?
What's that?
What's the difference
That's the
between a
one that-
roux and a bechamel?
And a what?
A roux and and a bechamel. What's the difference between roux and bechamel?
Well, you make a roux, a blonde roux, in order to make a bechamel. A bechamel is that is the mother sauce, the white mother sauce, the bechamel. And then you have the Espanol, which is the dark sauce. You have Hollandaise, tomato, and the fifth is, what am I missing?
Mayonnaise.
No. Tomato,
Brown gravy.
brown. Oh, the velouté, the natural sauce. Whatever stock you have, you add the roux to it, and that's a velouté. So say a pork stock or a fish stock, you add it to your roux to bring it up. That would be a fish velouté or a chicken velouté. So the bechamel is the mother sauce. The roux is classically, all the sauces are made with a roux except for the hollandaise. But with today's technology and style and techniques, they seldom use a roux in everything.
Yeah, so to answer your question, you need the roux in order to make the bechamel.
So bechamel basically is roux with cream in it.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's also got a onion with cloves stuck in it for flavor, and that simmers in the milk.
I like
Okay,
it.
well, Gaston just went way back.
Is it time for the second drawing?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a 1 week virtual workouts at Branded One Fitness, courtesy of Nick, and the winner
Yeah, I don't want that one.
is Amy Sangster.
Right.
All right.
Bhutan. He's doing a lot of drinking. You doing any cooking, Dee? Where we at?
I love you.
Who,
That's
me?
a beautiful sign.
Everything going well? You ready for the next step?
Yeah, I'm ready. We still haven't used our paste, right?
What's that?
The paste?
Yes.
We haven't used this yet. Huh?
Yes, we can add it in now with the.
You want to go ahead and add it in now.
Okay.
That's what we're getting ready to do is to add in the tomato paste.
We want to get
Okay,
everybody
cool.
back.
I just want to get everybody caught back up real quick. So, Shawnee, you were worried about your color. You're just about to not worry about your color because once you add the tomato paste, you're gonna get a ruby amber color from this. So the color that you're looking for is gonna come into play. So get your tomato paste out and get ready to go to the pot.
Was I supposed to add the chicken stock?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry, Amy, you froze.
To the roux?
Say that one more time.
The chicken stock to the roux?
Yes,
Am I
the
supposed to
chicken
add-
stock. Once you've made the roux, add your chicken stock, get 1 cup of water, and I want you to add that water to the chicken stock and roux in stages, like 1/3 cup at a time, stirring constantly so it's nice and smooth, like a gravy.
So we were adding
That's my problem. I didn't put the
Ay,
chicken stock.
ay,
It's just
¿qué?
the
¿Está bien
chicken
con
stock.
esto o lo manejo con una cuchara?
Okay, Shawnee, you're holding up the gel pack?
What? Oh, is that what?
We're not gonna do that today. That's a
We
different
did
class.
add Chicken stock.
Don't put that in there,
Yeah, don't
Tommy.
do it. Tide Pod.
What are we doing? Shots of tequila.
Oh, okay. All right. We went down that road. All right.
Everybody there?
So I just want to let Amy get caught up. She was putting in the chicken base and stuff.
Food done with chicken
Everybody
stock,
looks
so
like
we
they're
do.
pretty much ready. If
No,
everybody-
that's too early.
So, Amy, are you ready? Are you done now? Okay, so I want you to get your tomato paste and I want you to add that into the roux mixture.
Awesome.
Como ya está combinado, para que no se queme.
Dee, are you guiding him on what to do? It looked like you were really laying it on him there. It's like, look, this is what you got to do.
Whip it in and make it all-
Ready.
So once the tomato paste is in, what we're doing is we're cooking the tomato paste to a pinch. A lot of times people will put tomato paste in and they'll slush it around and just go. You have to cook tomato paste. But you're wanting to bring out it's got a lot of flavor, sugar in it. You want to allow it to caramelize. So you're gonna get flavor, you're gonna get an essence of that tomato paste. And you always needs to be cooked. Anything that you're working with that asks for tomato paste, don't just take a scoop of it out and dump it into the water or whatever. Really cook it, allow it to build up some heat, allow those sugars to caramelize. You're gonna find that the flavor profile completely different.
What does pince mean?
It's going to be, you're gonna be,
Cooking until it opens up the flavor.
just like I was
Flavor
saying,
swap.
when you put it in there and you're cooking it, you're gonna start to smell the aromatic flavors of it. The sugars in the tomato paste are going to start to caramelize. You're going to open up the flavors and texture of that of the paste.
And you'll know when you have the colors and the smell.
So that nice rich color that everybody's looking for, that's where you're going to catch it on the tomato paste. And since we're adding these tomato products, that's, like I said, what makes it different from another version. This is a more of a Baton Rouge version as opposed to Creole, which wouldn't have tomato product in it at all. Very different flavor profile.
Mine still looks too thick.
If you feel like it's still too thick for you, you're more than welcome to add a little bit of water to it. You don't want to get it too loose, but you want to have a consistency of gravy, yeah? You know, so you want to have
Because
consistency
after
of
you put
gravy.
The tomatoes have juice in them, so it's gonna loosen it up anyway.
So
wait till everything is done and then determine if you.
It is in yet?
And we do. To add a little water.
So now, when you're going to take the diced tomatoes, and Chef Mike has added that to the mixture. That'll have a little bit of water in it.
Everybody smile. We're taking a picture.
Danny, come here.
So everybody should have the tomatoes in. We're just about done here, folks. This is coming to the home stretch, because all we're going to do now is we're going to reincorporate everything back together and allow it to have that final marriage.
So what they should do is add the consistency of a.
That's going to go in with your veggies, so you don't have to go.
Yes.
Okay. So for those of you, as Mike is finishing up the tomatoes here, I just gave him the crawfish and the shrimp.
Add the raw shrimp first.
So you want to add the raw shrimp first and the crawfish last. But I think, is there some of you, or I think Manny, was it you that wasn't going to cook it? Are you
What?
doing it separately, or?
No?
No, everybody's good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm about to dump the veggies.
So we're putting the crawfish or?
The crawfish and the shrimp, you want to put the shrimp in first, because it's, and cook it. And then you want to add the crawfish right afterwards.
I think we're okay without a whisk at this point. We needed a whisk for the,
So when we're whisking.
the flour.
This point, we need to move along.
We needed a whisk.
All right, so now that we've got the crawfish and the shrimp in, you've got it nice stir going. I want you to go ahead and take your vegetable and chicken mixture, and we want to go ahead and add that to the pot. And then I want you to take your spoon and go and give it a nice stir. Let all the flavors blend together. Make sure it's on low. All right, and then come back when that's set. Come back to the cutting board because we're going to be preparing the garnish.
And once again, if it's too thick and it doesn't move, it should move like fast-moving lava. Just add a little water.
Shawnee, I know that you're concerned about yours being a little bit thick. So after everything is put together, if you feel like it needs a little more water, then please, by all means, go ahead and add some. When it comes to food, food is nature. There's no science to this. I mean, ours could come out really great. Yours could be a little bit thicker. It's just a matter of, of the flour, the rice, how these things come about. It's no big deal. Just go ahead and just add a little bit of water to it till it gets to that lava kind of pouring sensation after you've got the chicken and the vegetables in, and once everything is combined.
Right. We don't even need the rest of the time.
We also know that we've got some.
Are we
if you wanna-
adding,
Go
are we
ahead.
adding the magic sauce in back now that everything's together, the magic?
Everybody needs to taste it.
Yeah, exactly. You want to taste it, and if you feel like it needs, it certainly
Extra.
shouldn't need any more salt, Terry.
Heard that.
But
Yeah, I'm not.
this is where you're going to taste it, and if you'd like a little bit more seasoning, then you use the seasoning to continue to keep re-seasoning the meal.
Yes, because there's salt in the blend.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you make this in batches, be very careful with your seasoning because the next day it's going to marinate. And if you put too much in, it can oversalt it. Less is more, Terry. Less is more.
No.
Depends on what kind of salt. Salt
Depends on what kind of salt.
Gironde or truffle salt. You can't have too much.
Sure. You're right. There's always room for
And
truffles.
so Dennis and Michael, Terry has an invitation for you.
Yes.
Oh, which one?
It's like cassoulet.
Oh, yeah, cassoulet.
My favorite dish. That's one of my favorite dishes. I kind of reinvented it. God, what was the name of that restaurant? A restaurant in San Francisco, right there on.
Mafoli?
No.
It's the something, or they do oysters. It's a lot of gold and brass. And right there in the window, the front window, they shuck oysters and clams and such. Anyway, the cassoulet, because I love duck fat so much, I enjoy the duck confit and the different sausages and beans. Come on, I grew up on beans, so I love anything with
We
beans.
just got a new fridge, and the saddest part was even though it's the same cubic square footage, the freezer is smaller, and we had to give somebody a big container, one of our 2 big containers of duck fat that was in the freezer.
I don't remember that phone call.
Yeah, because I'd be there now.
I don't remember it was a text. Yeah.
There's still a pretty good size container of duck fat, don't worry.
Oh, good deal. Duck fat is my friend.
Well, Thierry does his own cassoulet, so
Oh,
I mean,
confit.
our own confit and then the cassoulet. So
Oh,
every time you do duck confit, you end up with more duck fat. It's a problem, right?
A problem I will
we're
gladly take.
A
Yeah.
world problem.
Same
Is
thing
Terry our
happened-
next teacher? Are we having that next?
What?
Actually, you know what we're going to be doing next month? Our next month class is a chicken saltimbocca. We're going classical. Very old school on that dish. If you guys want to talk about that.
I'm in. This is fun. This is my
Well, if everybody's kind of caught up and everything, there's so Joe, how's everything going? All right.
Aces.
Aces. All right. So we're back at the cutting board, guys, if you will, and we've got the green onion. All I want you to do is just go ahead and just chop it. This is going to be the garnish for the dish.
Dennis, I'm concerned that you had to label this green onion. Do you think anybody did not know that this was a green onion?
We didn't want any questions.
I just wanted to make sure, I just wanted to make sure that, that Manny had it under control.
Oh, not nice.
Manny, do you know what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because I've seen a lot of your partners sitting there doing a lot of moving around the kitchen, and I hadn't seen you. Someone else has been out of camera view.
I'm the chef.
Amy, you good over there?
So good.
Oh yes. Are you drinking liquor?
I am drinking liquor.
Where's Amy?
All right. So we've got everything cut. We're going to be getting ready to plate here in a
There she
second.
is.
Give the rice a stir.
So, and then oh, you got this. Right. So remember those cups that I gave everybody? If you take out one of the large one, you can use it as a mold for the rice. So you can take that rice, pour it into the mold, and then put it in the center of your plate.
That would be.
Go to a different camera.
You guys looking at the top corner, you can see Mike starting to plate the dish.
You leave the hat on.
Go ahead and leave it inside the cup for right now until you get the rest of it plated, then we'll remove the cup. So leave everything on it right now. So you see Mike right now is coming back to the stove. He's going to be pulling up the dish and getting ready to go ahead and pour it over and around the rice.
Is this?
Yes, go ahead.
cup?
Yes, that's it.
She didn't believe me.
Run cups.
Yeah, I put them in the recycle.
Are we turning it upside down?
Uh-huh.
Turning it up upside down?
Absolutely.
Of course, that makes sense.
Look at that. Now you can go ahead and take your etouffee and you can go ahead and pour it around the rice.
No, I put more rice in this one. Those are camera.
Everyone uncover.
Pretty.
I'm watching you, Manny. Hey. Joe, yeah. Sharon, that looks fantastic.
Manny's rice tower.
Look at that.
That's it.
Manny's a natural. You know, that whole real estate thing, doesn't work out for you.
Yes.
Call me.
Yeah, next one we're doing is a South African dish.
Yeah,
Which one?
South African dish.
Yeah. Oh, I'll take you to the deepest, darkest,
We will go to the Serengeti.
truly. Little foo-foo.
You used to wrestle lions, didn't you?
Back in the day.
You know, or was it all to just the wife?
Yeah, I'm.
Manny is a direct descendant of Shaka Zulu, for those of you that didn't know.
All
Are you
right.
serious? Oh, wow. And here I was, I just thought you were a dancer.
Hence his natural
Yep.
fighting instinct.
All right.
Okay, there it is.
You're
That
good.
is looking pretty
Yeah, I want
good.
to see everybody's plate.
Yeah, and then we need a picture of everyone's
Ready.
plate. Terry, come hold the plate. I gotta take a picture.
You guys
Yes,
can take the
look.
green onions and go ahead and place on top.
Oh, wait, green onions, yes.
How do you stop with where the whole thing is? It needs to be higher.
Ready for a picture, everybody? Are we ready?
Oh, yeah, just a second, getting there. We're going for a nailed it.
Johnny,
moment.
very nice, very nice.
Terry, don't throw
Wendy,
it.
look at that, beautiful. Joe,
Wow.
Joe's gonna be
Oh,
going
good.
on. Look at Amy, Amy, very nice.
All right.
It's a different type of bowl.
That's okay. It works. That's
Why
beautiful.
did you put it at the top?
Yeah, Shawnee did great.
Nice.
Well, they don't do it with their.
Shawnee, I
fingers.
think you fixed this problem with it being thick. It looks fantastic.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at
Beautiful.
Sue rocking it out. Beautiful.
And
Kat, how is yours coming?
oh, great.
All right.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. That's good looking.
That's gonna be
Amy's
tasty.
frozen. See Amy.
D, you guys are plating right now?
Right here.
Right. Yeah, that's plating right now.
You look like everybody else.
I keep,
Here's mine.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, that's fantastic.
All right.
Look at the color.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Restaurant.
okay.
Yeah, truly. You guys did a fantastic job.
We had a good chefs.
All right. So, I mean, go ahead and give it,
Instructor.
go ahead and give it a taste. I'm sure that your tongue will beat your brain to death trying to figure out how to do this
Okay,
again.
I'll tiempo probar.
And make sure you get a little rice.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Mm. Mm.
Really good.
Mm.
Good stuff.
All right.
You are all now Creole.
Yes, you've all been done Creole
So
now,
good.
so we'll see you at the next Fat Tuesday meeting.
Mm.
When's our next party, guys?
Listen, I wanted to let everybody know, if, like I said, if you know me, fantastic, and it's great to see some of these familiar faces. If you don't, go to my website, myexclusivechefs.com. From there, you can check on a blog. You can see some of the things that we're doing for this month. You can also go to our YouTube channel. At our YouTube channel, we recorded this, and we're going to be putting it on the YouTube channel, so you can go back and watch it later. As we continue to keep developing these courses and these classes and expanding, there'll be more content there. So I encourage you to go back and check, hit the subscribe button, you know, support local business. But yeah, absolutely. What did you guys think?
Fantastic.
Did you enjoy it? Flavor?
Yeah,
Really
It's
good.
delicious.
Love it.
Real good.
2 thumbs up.
So, Terry, was that enough salt? Are you ready for the defibrillator?
No, how did add pink salt?
Himalayan
Oh,
salt.
the Himalayan salt.
So it's on
you're gonna
half
tell us what was in the magic spice?
of
What kind of digging here is it?
You guys
Yeah.
know how many different types of salt we have in our pantry.
Really good.
Oh, I bet at least a dozen.
Yeah.
So, Dennis, do you want to share with them about an upcoming charity event that you may have donated a dinner for 2 that they could join the event and bid on? They'll lose to me, but they can still bid on it.
I don't dare you, Wendy. Wow, there's some plans in here. Yes, we are fortunate enough to partner up again with United Way. And they're going to be doing it. It's going to be set up as a silent auction, is it not?
It's a virtual event on April 23rd, and there are celebrity artists, including a celebrity makeup artist who does Michelle Obama and a whole bunch of other famous people's makeup. And we've got that. We've got musical performers and
Celebrity dancer.
your bride. So it's an opportunity to come, to have a good time, to support the local community, and as well as maybe beat me and Terry in the Chef Dennis, my exclusive chef's gift certificate, but unlikely.
That's good to hear. Better from the chair.
I tell you, you know, going through 2020 really gives you an appreciation of what's important out there, and the fact that Exclusive Chefs is still here, and we are here because of you, and we know that, and the opportunity to be able to give back. You know, it was just we really appreciate the fact that you would still consider us to be able to come out there. It means a lot to us. We like the fact of being able to give back to the community in some way, some fashion, and we knowing that what's going on out there, there's people a lot less fortunate than us. I can't tell you how much it means to have all this group together and us being able to do this. We'd love to be able to do it in your home in person, but right now, until then, this is fantastic. It's been fun to break bread with everyone.
And I don't know if everybody is aware of that award you recently won. Would you like to be humble and share about that phenomenal once in a lifetime kind of award you just won that put you at the top of Chefs International?
Please share.
It certainly was a surprise to me. There's an organization, and what they do is they put the top minds in our industry together, whether it's scientists, agriculture, animal husbandry, IT and tech, whatever. And these people get together and basically one big think tank to move the industry forward. And they have been following a project that I'm working on and have reached out to me to find out more about it. After learning more about it, they wanted to interview me to nominate me as one of the top 100 food and beverage leaders in the world. And it's on a global scale. It's an international contest.
That's awesome.
Salute.
Very excited. We are very much amongst the best and the brightest on a global scale. We will be getting together this year to do exactly that. We're taking, we're all getting together and we're going to be working on pushing the industry forward going into 2021 and beginning 2022. It's going to be fantastic.
Can you share what the project is?
Well, mine is what I've done is set up a gourmet vintage market where it's basically kind of like what an indoor farmer's market would be, for lack of a better term, but to give you a visual. But in this reality, you have a butchery where the meats are cut there, and it comes from one cow. So we're selecting certain ranches and certain farms to go to. Remember, there's about 175 farms within the state of Nevada, and their stuff is dying in the field. They need a way to be able to get it out. So I found a home for them that works out for them to be able to have a place 365. That includes with the meat, fish, poultry. We have a mentorship and internship program set up with culinary schools and kids, at-risk youth. So they'll be able to come in and actually learn a skill and trade from us. So when they leave, they can go in and get a job as a cook. They're obviously not going to be Emerald Lagasse, but they're going to have the skills to be able to at least stand there on their own in your at least decent steakhouses. Or stay with us and continue to keep training. It's a real opportunity for people to grow. A lot of people have been displaced because of the pandemic, and this is going to give them an opportunity that if they did lose their facility, but they didn't lose their spirit, they have a home to come to that they can start over in an incubator program and get right back on top again. It's meant to take the community and build together and then be able to expand out so everybody has a chance to get back out there. And the fact that we're doing it in the desert was what intrigued them. So they're interested in taking my model and being able to put it in other areas of around the world. You know, Dubai in India, where they started, it was a big one. That's why they were so interested to see how I was able to do it. So it's exciting. I mean, it's, you know, I am very excited. I am very humbled by it. It's something that sounds a little bit weird when it comes off, but I am very excited about what we have been able to create and to see that.
Awesome. So I have a couple of questions. So who here would be interested in having Chef Dennis and Michael come back and do this again for us with like all 46 members?
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
in another 3 to 6 months. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So all of you give a really hard time to all of our fellow IBP members who were not here and post lots of stuff on social media about how they missed out, right? Make them feel guilt. Guilt and remorse, regret. It's a powerful emotion.
Will I invite my group too?
Sorry? Yeah. Absolutely. Kristen.
Can I invite my chapter too?
Yeah, we can definitely
Absolutely.
do
Hi, Kristen.
3 BNI chapters. Why not? I mean, I kind of feel bad because I was telling Chef Dennis this morning when we were picking up the food that, you know, we only have 16 kits purchased, which isn't a great evening for them, especially on a Saturday night. But, you know, maybe we can do this on a weekday night that won't kill one of his big events. And I also have to take a moment to say that Thierry and I, well, we did win the United Way donation from last year because you guys know I'm really competitive and I wouldn't lose that. Doesn't matter. It was a contribution. So we won that, but you know, a dinner for 2 is great and a dinner for 6 is better. So we just gave them some more money and had this amazing dinner
was
for 6, like
Not
a
enough
5,
salt, but
like-
really amazing.
we did like a 5-course tasting menu. And we had 3 chefs in the house and an amazing server
Yeah, that was really cool.
that
That was
completely took over, pampered us. We didn't have to lift a finger, you know, poured the right wine with the right course. It was magnificent. Can't recommend it enough. And then we did another one a couple of months later. And of course, we all did this outside because it was during the shutdown, you know, when technically we shouldn't be gathering in groups. So we had 4 of us, I guess, for my birthday in June. And another amazing meal. And we love entertaining. We have groups to our house. Well, pre-pandemic, we had groups to our house all the time and we love to cook, but it is phenomenal to not cook and be completely waited on and have the food superior to what we could do on our own. So highly, highly recommend for any events you guys have coming up. When it's time to get together and celebrate with people, to invite Chef Dennis and Michael into your homes with their most amazing Olivia server and totally take care of you.
We absolutely will. We even clean.
They do.
So anybody, yeah, we could do cooking classes, things like that in the home when you're ready. Full pantry makeovers. So advanced classes if you want to learn more. If some of you guys are really
Pronounce it.
So yeah, absolutely, lots of different services.
Yeah, you cannot go wrong with my exclusive chefs and these 2 chefs. So, all right, last drawing of the evening. This is for a 1-hour massage with Jen.
Me. Oh, I have 2.
You only get one. Is it a good one?
Wendy.
Woo!
That's not fair. Redraw.
Fixed.
Congrats, Wendy. You deserve it.
Congratulations, Wendy.
All right, so we have Joe is getting the $50 of doTERRA. Amy is getting Nick's virtual workouts. Yay. And I'll give it to Terry. I get a massage every month anyway. We'll give him the massage.
Hey, everybody, I think, you know what, one thing that no one hasn't been thinking is, I think we should all give a big shout out to Wendy, who through her inviting me and all of her efforts of getting everybody on the same page and the endless emails I'm sure she sent and text. All right, thanks for putting this on and putting it together, because I wouldn't have done it without her.
Yeah.
Hey,
Wendy. Thanks, Wendy.
Thank you, Michael, for 2 days of getting the crawfish out of the little shells.
Oh,
Yes.
and Dennis, there were a couple of comments in the chat box you should probably respond to before we let you go.
I do realize that our names are not on here. I would like to say that we let our food speak for itself, but we should probably get a name on here too. So,
Stu, give a wave.
Stu does the embroidery.
Give a wave to Dennis and Michael.
I'll be in touch.
I like it.
Absolutely. We'll figure, I've never been able to actually figure out how to be able to make it work. So I'm interested to see. If anything, we'll get the polos and things. So when we're not cooking, we're just 2 guys about town.
Yeah, when you're in the store, you should be wearing shirts that have my exclusive chefs and the chef's name so that people can say, hey, are you a chef? I need you.
Ooh, we're in the grocery store, yeah.
We hang out in the vegetable and produce section quite a bit.
Check in the melons. Check in the melons.
I hang out in the liquor department. That's usually where the divorce.
You said that, Joe.
All the sexy guys do. I get you.
All the
I'm
sexy
with you.
guys. Yeah.
So it's this is perfect. So yeah, when you guys need us, we know that we're here. And again, Wendy, thank you so much for inviting us. Manny, it's really good to see you. Nice to see you, better half. I don't ever think I've ever had a chance to meet you. Nice to see you. Joe,
This is amazing.
This is great.
I don't know how many people you have grown into now, Joe, but every time I turn on something, there's a new award being kicked off to you and your team. You guys are doing phenomenal work over there. So I live vicariously through you.
And maybe before we let everybody sign off, for those of you who either were not in IBP when Chef Dennis was, or who have not had an opportunity to meet Chef Dennis when he was a sub or anywhere else. So I know Dee is new, Greg, you're new, Shawnee, I don't know if you've met Dennis, maybe you guys want to introduce yourselves and say what you do so that Dennis and Michael will be aware when they're, needing things or meeting people who need things.
Can I just say real quick, everywhere we go to a party, we go to an event, guess who's there? Chef Dennis. We see you all over town. It doesn't matter where we are, there he is. It's awesome.
That's right.
I check your calendar. You guys know where all the hit places are.
Let's do you, Chef.
Gregory, I don't think I've ever met you. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
You too as well.
Gary keeps me out of trouble, so love him. Dee, so nice to meet you. Dee, me and you, man, I'm feeling a spirit. I'm feeling yeah, you girl.
There's a connection.
So Greg and Kristen, do you want to introduce yourselves and what you do?
We are the junk luggers of Las Vegas. We haul people's stuff away that they don't have a need for anymore.
Find a home for it.
And we find a home for it. Charities or donation centers, or just because one person doesn't have a need for it doesn't mean somebody else can't appreciate it.
Yeah.
If it's a rolled up piece of carpet with duct tape on it, do you question it or do you just go?
No, we don't question it. That goes right to the desert, though. Under a pile
The
of
Desert
rocks.
Express.
But I think the thing that's brilliant about what they're doing is as little as possible to the landfill, right?
Good.
Everything that can be used by someone else goes to someone else.
I saw your truck down the street just a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was moving out and they had your truck loading stuff in, so way to go.
Awesome.
Right on.
And Dee, you have not had a chance to introduce yourself and what you do.
Yeah, I'm Dee Hernandez with Allegiant Electric. We're a commercial and residential electrician. So Chef Dennis, if you need anything on the electrical side, we're happy to help you. We're, integrated into the community as part of the city. I actually find really interesting some of what I learned about you today on what you're taking a part in. So cheers to that. But yeah, that's us.
So Dee, how many electricians does it take to change a light bulb?
Just one.
Do they work for the city or county, or are they private?
I just usually have Mike stand on a chair and I just turn it.
Until he falls off, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to post some of these photos I took on Wild Horse Wednesdays. I would love it if everyone comments and, say you loved it, you hated it, Dennis is a jerk, all that stuff. And
He is.
We loved it.
maybe, right, if he pays us to show up next time.
I'm super happy that somebody was a sous chef today.
Make them walk the shame, Let them know how much you loved it.
Awesome.
Cheers to everyone that showed up today.
Yeah, cheers for showing up.
Cheers for showing
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
You know what? Better late than never, brother. You were there. You were there. You made it. All right. And we love you for it. All right. Well, listen, with that, we're going to let you guys get to the meal. If you haven't already finished it off, I think somebody was using the pot. So fantastic. That's how we do it. Well, we have a bachelor class where we teach you not to eat over the sink. It's a 101. And don't forget to wash your hands. If you spill soap on your shirt, is it actually dirty?
No, that's clean.
That's clean. Yeah.
That's soap.
All right.
Hey,
Guys,
wait,
thank you so much.
All right, guys, have a great weekend.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for
Thanks
coming.
for inviting me, Wendy. Hi, everybody. Miss you.
Bye, thank
Bye.
you.
That's great.
Thank
Coleman.
you,
Dennis,
dear.
thanks, Michael.
Sue
Bye.
Coleman, it's great to see you in your condo. Oh, she just turned out. I wanted to see the view from her balcony. Oh, well.
Bye, everyone.
So fun.
Bye, Annie.
Bye.
Bye, Joe. Amy, Amy's gone.
Thanks, Jeff.
You bet. Thanks so much, guys. Good to see you, Joe, Sharon.
Both chefs. Thank you.
Dennis and Michael, we gotta plan something at our house, huh?
That sounds good.
I would agree.
Did you guys get some shots yet? Aren't you like front line? I think you're emergency workers in my view.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we're
both veterans as well, so the VA's taking care of us.
Oh yeah, so you're getting shots?
Yeah.
Already got the
Mike's already
first.
got his first. I'm due next week. Yeah, next week to get my first.
So my dad's Alzheimer's care home made us come when he got his shots and gave us shots.
Oh, nice.
I know. I was like, what, you need us to like hold his hand? I signed the authorization. Like, what do you need me for? No. So they had all of the family members vaccinated, which I'm not like publicizing because I feel a little bit guilty because I was like, we're not in the first round. And they were like, no, all family members, they've all been vaccinated at all our other homes. You too, you need to be here, which I don't know if it's just an Alzheimer's thing because like my dad doesn't get it. Like every week I visit and I'm trying to explain to him, there's a vaccine, it's killing people, or the virus is killing people. And that's why I can't visit every day. Sorry, Dad. So for us, we've now had both of our shots. We've had our 2 weeks of like, bonus, make it work, whatever. So, and we're talking to Kyle and her husband or her ex-husband, current roommate, best friend, about like, they both got theirs too. So like, we should get together and do something. So, we're feeling way more comfortable about getting together. So we talked about doing a tartare. We talked about doing cassoulet. You guys let us know what sounds best to you. It'll have to be when we get back from Mexico, because technically we're on a diet until we go to Mexico, which is April 10th.
Next 2 weeks.
But in April, we would love to have you guys over.
Absolutely. Yeah. Give us a call. The phone's starting to ring a little bit more. People are starting to kind of come out. I mean, regular phone, you and I have stayed in contact this whole time, but a lot of people that, I normally do annual things, all of it's been put on the wayside. That's all starting to change now, especially with the vaccination. So the phone's starting to ring, things are starting to move forward. We've got projects that we're working on.
And we could do a weeknight, right? As long as we have advance notice, we can make a weeknight work because I know you guys are probably more busy Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you guys had to choose between like cassoulet and steak tartare,
let's put Mike on the chopping block there.
and bush à la reine.
Let's get Mike on the cassoulet.
Mike?
I don't see why not.
Where'd Mike go?
It's not something that I've done a lot of. He's got the more experience in that, but I like putting it on him. So
And you guys can bring your partners, spouses, whatever.
we'll definitely have to try to figure out a weekday then, for sure.
Well, I mean, if they can't make it, they can't make it, but they're welcome, right?
Yeah. So yeah.
Is Michael's vote cassoulet?
Yeah, I believe so. He stepped outside. Yeah. Well, I'll vote for him.
Cassoulet over steak tartare and bush à la reine? Do you know what bush à la reine is?
No.
I don't.
So
It's more of an appetizer than
yeah,
main
it's
course,
more an
though.
appetizer. It's a dish who was designed for the Queen of France in the 1800, which is normally based on sweetbread, on chicken, on veal. The way I do it, I remove the chicken because I want the sweetbread, basically the veal flavor, with morel mushroom, a lot of mushroom-based
Sauce blanche.
veal-based.
So it's a puff pastry. It has veal quenelle sausage. It has veal sweetbreads. It has morel mushrooms. But we usually do as an appetizer.
Nice. That sounds nice.
That sounds rich.
So we have his sister send us morel mushrooms in this big old thing that she buys for nothing in Paris. Nothing.
And we have a.
And then the veal quenelle, canned veal quenelle sausage, and then we get.
It's one of my favorite dishes because it's rich, but it's very delicate. It's just, you have so many layer of flavor. When you speak etouffee, you have all this layer of flavor on.
Exactly.
It's the bouche à l'oreille. It's the same thing. You feel the veal, the onion, the carrots, the mushroom, the dough, the butter. It's this layer of flavor or stack on top of it.
I've never made it. Have you ever? No. I've never made it either.
What's fun for us is we know that most Americans, you tell them you're going to give them sweetbreads, and if they know what sweetbreads are, they're like, no fucking way. And so we invite people over and we're like, hey, have this little puff pastry with this stuff in it. And they eat it and they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then we tell them what's in it and they're like, I ate sweetbreads. Oh my God, it was good. Right.
It doesn't have to be bad.
No one is doing it because number one, it's a lot of work, and number two, so no one is, all the restaurants don't do it anymore because no one is willing to pay for it.
Nobody does it.
It's this kind
But
of dish.
it's also an appetizer. The problem is so Michael, before I think you're outside, but we were talking about, okay, if we have you guys over, do we do cassoulet? Do we do steak tartare, which is the most phenomenal steak tartare you've ever had in your life? Or do you have the bouche à l'oreille? The problem is bouche à l'oreille is just an appetizer.
It's an appetizer. You cannot do too much of it.
And you probably wouldn't be likely to do it with either dish because both dishes are so heavy that normally we would do a lighter starter for a steak tartare or the cassoulet, because the cassoulet is so much,
it's heavy.
Duck and fat.
The last time that you did this, didn't one of your guests take the tartare and put it on the grill, and make a burger?
Yeah, that was Bill Bokelman's wife.
Yeah. Was it really?
So we invited, you remember Kyle, who's the CEO of United Way. So
yes.
She came and I invited Bill because he wanted to meet her because of course he could do a lot of promotional materials for United Way. And he said, oh yeah, absolutely. I'll do steak tartare. And Kyle was like, let me know when you're doing steak tartare because I want steak tartare. So of course, Bill brings Pam and Bill doesn't tell us that Pam, there's no frickin' way she's going to touch raw meat, right? So while I'm in the kitchen, I guess somebody says to Thierry, any chance you could grill up that for Pam as a burger? And which he did very graciously, which I probably would have rolled my eyes and, I mean, not that I would have said no, but she probably would have known that I had an opinion about it without trying. I want people to try it before they decide they want it cooked. And then if they want it cooked, great, we'll cook it. But, she was one of the people who wasn't willing to even taste it. And all the other Americans that we've thought they may hate this, right? It's for an American, it looks like raw meat, even though we know that because of the vinegar and the mustard, it's more like a ceviche that, was cured.
Yeah.
That's not how most Americans think of it.
Yeah, I couldn't get my wife to eat it. I mean, she's tried it. I mean, I throw things at her all the time and she's like, okay, here we go. But yeah, it's not her cup of tea either.
Yeah.
However, I've eaten some of her cuisine and not my cup of tea. I don't need to eat a fried fish head and fight over the eyeball, but they do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
All three of those dishes sound wonderful. The cassoulet, I just enjoy putting the combinations together of the sausages I can find and well, wild game. So that's always fun. The tartare, I'm always interested in a new recipe, especially one that comes highly recommended. I'm always willing to try.
You know, depending on how often we want to get together, either we just make them separate occasions, or you know what we did for our the night before our wedding, we did the rehearsal dinner at our house, and we did tartare as an appetizer because we knew not everyone would like it, and they could just try a little bit on a toast, kind of a thing.
We can always do a tasting menu and, you know, give you miniature versions of all those.
There's no way you're doing cassoulet as a tasting menu, though.
Oh, sure. Sure we could.
No.
In a small soup cup?
No.
It's a big thing.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, and because each confit, the confit canard, it's the leg, like,
Sure.
so
But then you just strip off the prime piece of leg meat. It's just a miniature version, a bite of each one.
You could. And Terry and I would be eating a lot of cassoulet for a week. I mean,
and we can always have
everyone. We try to make sure everyone has the duck leg, and everyone has some of the Toulouse sausage, and everyone has some of the garlic sausage, and everyone has some of the something else.
No, the bean, and yeah,
whatever. But
yeah, I go with the pork overload. I make an insane stock that I reduce ham hocks for maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. And then I have the gloss at the bottom. I pull the ham hocks, dice the meat, and then add bits of that to the cassoulet as we, a la minute. But it's just so many different ways to pack in flavor. That's why I love it.
Yeah.
And I just love a sausage.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll plan something, and we'll do some cassoulet, or maybe do a tasting of other things, or maybe just plan 3 things over some time. And, if we need to do weeknights, we can do that. We usually prepare things in advance pretty much anyway, so it doesn't.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always set yourself up for success. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for doing this for us. I know it was
good seeing you two again.
Awesome to do it.
It was really a lot of fun. I mean, yeah, everybody seemed to have a really good time, and I'm glad everybody got a chance to play around with it. We've never really lost anybody that far, though. It seemed like we had but
they all speak up.
They all kind of came in and got it going. So.
Yeah, Michael, you need a microphone, because it seemed like, Dennis, you had one and Michael didn't. So when Michael was talking, it was really tough to hear.
I don't know what, something happened with the phone, because it was fine. I had the one that's moving normally has the mic on it. And for some reason, it's saying that the mic was working, but it wasn't. And I had to switch over to the standby one here, but you can't hear Mike when he's over there. That's the, so.
We'll get it fixed.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it was all good. I think everyone had a good time, and I think everyone loved their food. So, right.
Absolutely.
I think coming together and trying new things is what's fun and important. So.
It really is. But you guys made it fantastic. And again, thank you so much for inviting us. We had a really good time.
Well, we'll see if we can round it up again for a few months out on a weeknight, and come on, we have like 45 people in this chapter. That we had 10, and 2 of them were like people who recently left the chapter. Is ridiculous.
Well, and like I said, I mean, we went through a little bit of time.
Hi, Michael.
Trying to get the menu so that it complemented everybody's taste. That was not an easy feat. I mean, sure, we could come up with any dish, but will it translate into a nice, fun evening cooking it?
I think this was perfect.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Really good. Love it.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
You bet. You guys take care.
Okay.
Bye.